What's the real-life plot twist that sent your entire life in a completely different direction? I was 28, engaged to my high school girlfriend Tessa, working 2 jobs, and feeling broke but hopeful. She was 7 months pregnant, and even though money was tight and our families kept stirring up drama, I thought we'd figure it out. That's what you do when you love someone, right? At her checkup that Tuesday, the nurse made some comment about the due date that didn't line up with what I remembered. I shrugged it off. Stress makes you forget stuff. Plus, Tessa had always been terrible with dates anyway. When our baby Oliver was born, something felt weird. He didn't look like me at all, not even a little bit. My mom kept making these comments like, "Oh, babies change so much," and "He'll probably grow into your features." My buddies would get this awkward look whenever I showed them pictures. Even my coworker Jake, who usually had something to say about everything, just nodded and changed the subject. Tessa got super defensive every time I brought it up. She'd start crying and ask why I didn't trust her. Said I was being paranoid because I was stressed about money. Made me feel like garbage for even thinking it, but the doubt kept eating at me. One night when she was asleep, I drove to CVS and bought one of those DNA kits. Felt like the worst person alive doing it, but I had to know. The waiting was torture. When the results came back, I stared at that email for like 10 minutes before opening it. 0% match. Not the father. I didn't yell, didn't throw anything, just sat in my car in the parking lot behind our apartment building and tried to breathe. If I wasn't the father, who was? We'd been together since junior year of high school. I thought I knew everything about her. That's when I started really thinking, going through stuff in my head. She'd been weird around the time she got pregnant, going out more, taking calls in the other room, said it was just work stuff. I checked our shared iPad that night, looked at her location history from months back. There was this address she went to a bunch of times, an address I recognized. My stomach dropped. It was my dad's work. The construction site where he was a foreman. I dug deeper, found old texts she thought she'd deleted, messages about meeting up, about keeping secrets, about how no one could ever know the worst part. She'd been seeing him for 3 months around the time Oliver was conceived, my own dad. I confronted them both the next morning, walked into the kitchen where Tessa was making coffee and my dad was fixing our leaky sink. Real cozy setup. Tessa broke down immediately, started crying and saying it just happened, that she was confused and lonely because I was working so much, that it didn't mean anything. My dad tried to deny it at first, called me crazy, said I was making stuff up because I was stressed about being a new parent. So I threw the DNA results on the kitchen table. The silence was deafening. Got another test done specifically comparing Oliver to my dad. Came back 99.7% match. My mom filed for divorce 2 weeks later. My dad moved in with his brother across town. Tessa kept begging me not to leave, said I was the only man who ever really loved her, that Oliver needed a father figure, that we could work through this. I packed everything I owned into 2 duffel bags and my Honda Civic. Didn't tell anyone where I was going. Just drove until I hit the state line, then kept driving.